Hello everyone, welcome to the Tech Banter. My name is Ankur. I am a tech professional based out of Seattle.
Hello everyone, my name is Vishal and I'm a software engineer in a big tech company and I'm also based in Seattle. So Ankur, what is the topic for today?
Today we thought it will be nice to discuss what are some of the interesting AI tools that we have encountered. We are going to intentionally not talk about the very popular AI tools like ChatGPT, Bard, Midjourney, etc. But we are going to focus on maybe some of the interesting AI tools that you may not have heard about or which is not super popular, but things that we find maybe very useful or interesting or might get a lot of traction in the future. For the brief for this particular episode, what we decided is Vishal is going to choose three or four interesting AI tools, and I am going to do something similar, and then we are going to talk about each of those AI tools with each other. We don't know much about the tools that each of us have chosen. Uh,
So yes Ankur, I think this is a very interesting topic, right? And the way AI has exploded, I think there are hundreds of tools at this point. And to
yeah,
be honest, if I go online and if I try to search, it is very hard to find very authentic tools
yeah.
because the marketplace is bombarded with all these AI tools, right?
And yeah, like whoever is listening to this podcast, if you know about an interesting tool, feel free to drop a comment mentioning them or plugging them. We would love to check those out. But before we get started, let's talk about what's our beverage of choice. So, what are you drinking today, Vishal?
So today I have with me, this is coconut pineapple sparkling drink.
Nice.
So yeah, what are you drinking today, Ankur?
So, I'm guessing it's a non-alcoholic beverage today for you.
Yes, it's just a sparkling water with the flavor of coconut and pineapple.
Awesome. But I also chose a non-alcoholic drink today. My drink of choice is this.
This is this is amazing. Actually, there are so many memories that are tied to this drink, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I think I don't know if is it that much popular again in like India or other part of the
I,
world.
this is a Indian company, right?
Hmm.
So people who are like not aware, so the name of this soda is Thumbs Up, and it is an Indian company, and it is very popular in India actually, and you don't get it easily in the US, but if you go to your nearest Indian grocery store and look in the soda section, you might be able to find it. So I went for grocery shopping yesterday and I saw Thumbs Up, and
Oh,
I thought
nice.
this will be a good one to
Yeah.
drink in the podcast. So Thumbs Up has actually a very interesting business story associated as well. I think in the 90s, Coca-Cola entered India, and Thumbs Up was independent company, and Coca-Cola thought that they will be easily able to kill the competition, right? But they could not. So they had a very very tough time, and I think eventually they had to buy the company Thumbs Up. So I think now today Thumbs Up is actually a Coca-Cola company.
I remember this as there was a war going on between Thumbs Up and Pepsi and Coca-Cola at one
Yeah,
point,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
So it
exactly.
reminds me of the last episode that we did, streaming wars. Uh, I think that time it was mostly the cold drink wars.
That's
Cool.
true.
Cheers, cheers, Ankur.
Cheers, cheers. All right, so let's get started with our picks of our interesting AI tools that we have chosen. So, Vishal, why don't you go ahead and kick us off?
I have three picks with me today, and my first AI tool pick is Nvidia Canvas. It's not very new, as in the demo was done a couple of years back, but recently, last couple of months, they have launched it for everyone. So you can go to their site and download it. So this was demoed 2 years back, but now they have launched it for everyone, right? And why I picked this tool? It has a very special capability. Basically, when I saw ChatGPT and Midjourney or Dali 2, my biggest like concern there was I'm giving a text prompt and it is generating an image for me, right? But to be honest, sometimes what I'm envisioning is very different than what I'm writing, and then what I'm writing, the final image is very different. So I have to do multiple repetitions many times to give it a right prompt what I'm thinking. Sometimes even I lack the words that are required to give to the AI as a prompt. So this Nvidia Canvas, it is basically, if you have used Paint software, it is Paint on steroids. Basically, you as a painter have a lot of control in how the final picture will look like. And basically, you instruct not by prompts, but using a brush stroke, basically.
I can
So
just
here,
quickly create a shape.
he
And
just
what
selected a
Canvas does, it
mountain.
uses its AI-driven algorithm.
So he just selected
Mm.
a mountain from the pre-built template objects. So there are many pre-built objects there, and a user can select any one of them, right? So in this case, the person who is showing this demo, he has selected a mountain, and he's just doing brush strokes for the shape of the mountain he wants.
Mm.
And let's play it, and let's see how the mountain looks now.
And it tries to integrate it and create a much way more polished version of what I was trying to do here. And as you can see, like I'm getting something very interesting here. I can create a fog brush and just paint a little bit of fog. And you see how Canvas integrates that fog with those mountain shapes that I had before. I can select the C brush, and then as you paint, you will see those things appearing in front of you. It's just mental. It's
Ankur, with this demo, you saw that, right? How easy it was to just create a mountain, a fog, and a sea in front of it, right?
Yeah, this is amazing.
So there was zero text prompt, by the way, in this,
Mm.
right?
Yeah.
So that is the reason that I have picked NVIDIA Canvas as one of the AI tools, which is really really powerful. I want to bring in a small disclaimer in this, right? There is a hardware requirement to use this software. You need
Mm.
to have NVIDIA GeForce RTX GPU on your device.
Price or anything? I think it is
It's a
free.
free it's a free software.
Okay, nice. So it's free, but you just need that hardware, probably the GPU to run it.
Yeah.
So I see this technology, right, working in conjunction with other technologies like Adobe Firefly or Midjourney, wherein you start with an image, base image, and then using Canvas, you like build on top of that. Obviously, you can start with a blank canvas and build on top of it as well.
One good thing about this tool is it is not language dependent. So many people they have this barrier to use AI because it is text based. You need to know the language,
Mm. Yeah.
right? But this is the tool where there is no language required. It is just a
Hmm.
magic of all the brush strokes that you do.
That's true. This was
Cool.
great.
So Ankur, what is your pick?
My first pick is Murf AI. AI is basically text to speech AI tool, right? So you give it a text and it will generate the text into audio file or a voice. Now, what is so special about that, right? The special thing is that it will generate the audio file which will sound extremely human like. So it will not have a typical audio file that is generated from text to speech is very robotic sounding. This will be like very, very realistic sounding. And Murf also provides you like hundreds of various voice profiles that you can use for converting your text to speech, right? And the use cases are basically just like left to your imagination. So this is actually the webpage of Murf AI. Like I had actually used this tool or at least come across this maybe like couple of months back when we were thinking about starting this podcast. I'm very like introvert and kind of shy, so I had I had a lot of inhibitions of coming in front of the camera and talking, right? And I was like thinking, okay, I still want to do a podcast. What's the best way to do it? There are so many tools these days. So that's when I actually came across Murf AI, which actually lets you just write down any text and you have the ability to basically convert it into some kind of voice profile. You can select from different kinds of voice profiles. So as you can see here, I have some placeholder text. It's related to COVID-19. I have two sentences. One of them, I have selected the voice profile of a native English speaker, somebody, a female native English speaker, someone from US or Canada. And then the second sentence, I have selected a female English speaker from India, right? And let's see how that sounds.
The COVID-19 pandemic has also impacted tech salaries in India, with many companies adopting remote work policies and offering location-based salaries.
This has resulted in a decrease in salaries for professionals working in smaller cities and towns, but has also increased the earning potential for those working in larger cities such as Bangalore and Hyderabad.
Yeah, now you can basically keep adding different blocks. You can refine the audio that is generated. And yeah, like I can think of so many different use cases. You can create your own podcast without you actually speaking. You can just use this tool to record your podcast. Or if you are making an animated movie and you want some kind of a voiceover, you can't hire very expensive voice actors. You can just use a tool like this, and there you go. You have like a movie or anything, basically any type of voice related project that you want to create. I think this is an awesome tool. Like they have so many voice profiles that you can choose from. There are like native English speakers, English from Australia, UK, India, kids voices, different types of accents, and this is only going to grow, right? And even I think it still sounds a little bit robotic, I would say, not like 100% human, but these are like super new tools. So you can only imagine, like, over the next few months how close to human sounding these voices and tools would become. This was my first pick. What do you think about it, Vishal?
So, by the way, Ankur, I have one pick which does almost the same thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Wh-
and
wh- Why don't you show that? I think it will be a good one to kind of.
yeah, so I think we will discuss both of these together, right? So
Yeah, yeah.
my next pick is 11 Labs. Let me tell you, 11 Labs is a software which does exactly what you said, but it does in a very weird way. I think
Mhm.
borderline it is creepy. The AI is able to scan the profile just when you talk to it for like in 100 words.
Hmm.
So it will get your voice and it will learn it in such a way that you can type in a text and it will generate exactly the same copy of the person that is talking, right? So let's see the demo first and then we can discuss.
I stand before you not as an expert, but as a concerned citizen.
One of the 400,000 people who marched in the streets of New York on Sunday,
and the billions of others around the world who want to solve our climate crisis.
As an actor, I pretend for a living. I play fictitious characters, often solving fictitious problems.
I believe that mankind has looked at climate change in that same way, as if it were a fiction.
As if pretending that climate change wasn't real would somehow make it go away. But I think we all know better than that now.
So just to like explain it to people who are maybe not watching the video but listening, the YouTube video actually shows the actor Leonardo DiCaprio speaking. So it starts with him speaking in his original voice, and then it basically switches to the voice of Steve Jobs, Bill Gates, Kim Kardashian, etc., etc. So on the
Yeah.
screen, it is still Leonardo DiCaprio shown, but the voice changes, right?
So with this AI, right? Like you just imagine and you can get a voice of any person that you want, right? So I think you said, right, you were little bit uncomfortable initially for a podcast. You
Yeah.
can literally make your podcast in Joe Rogan's voice with this AI,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
So I think this is like crazy, right? As I said, right, it is borderline creepy because I like it will be very hard to find out which is a real voice, which is a AI generated fake voice, right? You
It is
can,
scary because now, Vishal, this is our 10th episode, and
yes,
there is a pretty good sample size of both of our voices on the internet now, which means anybody can basically take our voices and create
yeah,
whatever. They can use it for creating another podcast, or in a lot of cases, it can be used for some nefarious reasons as well, right? So,
exactly.
and
Like if someone takes my voice, copies it, and it calls my relative, they will think I am calling, right?
yeah,
So
100%.
yeah, that's what, like, it is a good development, but on the same like topic, I think it is very dangerous, and yeah, we have to
Exactly,
be.
very dangerous.
So I think there is a need for any kind of tool or software which can detect between original and fake. I think.
I have a pick,
Oh,
which is
really? Nice.
which is going to probably touch on this aspect, but
Nice.
I have it for like my last pick, which
Okay.
like we
So
can
I
talk
think.
about all the tools, and then that one I think it will like logically make sense.
So I think it is important to go back to Murf AI and this 11 labs, right? And
Yeah.
I think they both are serving some purpose, very close to the customer need. But I think Murf is basically trying to do a text to speech conversion, right?
Yeah.
And 11 labs is probably converting the voices.
Yeah. So Murph Murph has so many profiles, right? What I would see, like both of them together can be like a great use case, which is I can upload, let's say, 10 minutes of some voice sample to Murph, and then Murph creates a profile, Ankur profile, right? Now, using that, I can like should be able to record anything, whatever text I give it, right? That's kind of the idea.
Okay.
I'm sure like Murphy is working on something similar. So I think that's what 11 Labs would have done, because there is just so much audio of these famous personalities available
Yeah.
on the internet. They would have like got a very good sample set of that, and they can just like reuse that for any kind of text to speech, right? Um,
So the good part is 11 labs is not free. They require you to pay some. I think for first 5 to 7 days it is free, but if you want to use it, then they have a subscription which runs into, I think, even $139 or something per month.
I think Murph is also not free. I
Yeah.
So it let me sign in, but I think it lets you record for like 10 minutes of audio, and after that you have to upgrade. You have to pay. I think like you can just kind of try it out, right, for 10 minutes, and if you really want to use it for some kind of commercial purpose, you have to pay. Yeah. So my next pick is exactly opposite. So first we talked about text to speech, and now it's going to be speech to text, right? So transcribing or note taking AI tool, and there are quite a few in the marketplace that you can find, but the one that I chose is called FireFlies AI, and what it is basically is a co-pilot for you for meetings, right? Usually when we do meetings, somebody has to be a note taker who basically notes down the meeting minutes and notes down the action items, who is the owner of the action item, etc., etc. Now, for any good meetings, if there is a good facilitator of the meeting, they will do all this note taking and action item generation and sharing it and following up, etc. But like most of the meetings that we do, I don't think like we have like great facilitators. And with the power of AI, I don't think we need somebody to be doing the facilitation job. And that's where like FireFlies AI comes in. It is basically your AI tool to transcribe the entire meeting, and now you have the entire meeting transcribed. And then on top of that, you can do a bunch of analysis and actions.
So here we have the meeting recap. And on the right-hand side is the transcript that I can go ahead and review, search through. FireFlies also detects speakers on all the major video conferencing platforms. It'll also tell you how much each person spoke on the meeting. Right here in the middle is where you have the AI-generated summary that is extremely accurate. This is a long meeting, right? It's like 40 minutes, and I don't have time to go through everything. So if I just want to know when dates and times were discussed on the meeting, I would just click dates and times, and it would show me the dates and times. If I click on questions, it'll show me all the questions that were asked on the meeting. If I click on metrics, it'll show me all the different metrics that were brought up on the meeting. If I click on tasks, it'll show me potential action items and next steps.
I thought like this can be really useful. They have integrations into Zoom and Google Meet and like other like major players. And I have obviously not used it personally, but I think this can be like a very useful tool for like running team meetings, running interviews, or calls with your customers, clients, etc. What do you think about this?
So Ankur, I feel that this tool is perfect for like integration with, definitely you said right, with various online meeting tools. But the amount of value that it creates is tremendous, because now you can run meetings without having any moderator kind of there, right? And on the
Yeah.
other hand, everyone, because there is so much data being captured now, I think everyone feels accountable to this meeting.
I would love to use a tool like this, especially for my team meetings and one-on-ones, wherein taking notes and making sure action items are generated can be like a breeze, right? So let's look at the cost of FireFlies AI. Looks like they have a free tier for individuals starting with FireFlies, free forever plan. And then for Pro, it is $10 per seat per month. For business, it is $19 per seat per month. Cool. So that was my second pick. And let's move on to your third pick, Vishal. What do you have?
Cool. My next pick is, it's called Versy. It's kind of universe or multiverse. So in that way, the name is, I don't know even if I'm pronouncing it correct, but Versy. So Versy. And basically, this is the software where you give a prompt and it will create a 3D space for you. Like, think of the amount of application that this AI will have, right? You can now start doing home planning, like home designs. You can start doing industrial designs, right? You can create all these augmented and virtual models for these AR VR devices, and they are not only limited to 3D spaces. They can really create 3D models. Like if you want to create a component for your car, you can probably use this AI to create a component on the fly.
Nice.
So there is a small demo that they have published. Definitely, it is not public yet. People, no one has tried it. They have just given a demo. So we will look at the demo and we will see how powerful it can be. So in this, they are typing, right? They are saying that they want a dining room space.
Awesome. Yeah.
So you will see the 3D space is getting changed. It is, at this point, it is calculating. and trying to create a 3D space, and it created a dining table, a living space for you. Now the next step, we are saying we want a next room with a glass wall, right? And the AI is working now to figure out how it should look. And it has created a door with the glass panels, and you enter the next room, and this is your next living space.
Awesome.
And all the interiors and everything, you can just give a prompt and it will do all the interiors for you.
Yeah. As you were saying, like creating this metaverse or different types of universes, digital universes is going to be just like super easy now. Like something that
Exactly.
is to like creating like a game, a map or a world in a game used to take a lot of effort. Many developers, multiple weeks or months of effort can just be done in like few prompts.
Few prompts now. That whole thing can be done in few prompts, and that is what we have been discussing in our previous episodes, right, Ankur? Like
Yeah.
how this AR VR is going to evolve with AI. And there was already a company that was working. That's, I think, yeah, I think they are thinking far ahead, right? Like they are thinking 2 to 3 years down the line how things are going to look like.
Yeah, I
So
really liked it.
yeah,
Yeah, like, and the episode that Vishal is referring to, the AI episode, if you want to check it out, go. I think we did that a couple of episodes back. You can always check that out. So this can also be used for, I guess, movies as well, right? In a way,
um,
or no?
definitely. So basically, I don't know about the video angles, to be honest.
Yeah,
Um, but I think if it is creating a 3D space, I think you have a better control of how the angles should look like and the lightings, right?
yeah,
So I don't know whether this is being built for the movie space, but definitely this is being built for the virtual experiences
yeah.
and for the 3D spaces, like designing a 3D space or a 3D model, right? So I think I was looking at a software which can do movies as well, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
So I don't know the exact name of that software right now, but I came across one of the AI software which is gonna make. We have today this green screen, right?
Yeah.
So probably you will not even need that green screen in future anymore.
Hmm. Hmm.
Basically, there will be bunch of models like 3D objects that you can place, and you can give any video background. So you are
Hmm.
recording a video background, or there will be hundreds of video backgrounds. You can use those backgrounds in your movie, and you can have 3D objects in front of them interacting, animated, like not animated even. It will look like a real life size characters.
Yeah, you know what I am seeing will happen is some company will be an expert in creating these virtual worlds like Versy AI. There will be another startup. I'm sure there is a startup which is going to be an expert in creating like human figures, human faces, etc. And there will be another company like Murf or 11 Labs, which will be experts in creating different voice profiles. And together, like plugging and playing with each of these different companies, you can actually create a movie, right? Because for creating a movie, you need these different worlds, and then you need characters, you need voices, and all that. All of them can basically, you can basically plug and play and create your movie.
So you are saying in
Yeah.
future the production of movie cost will go down because of
Yeah, movie
AI.
cost will go down. I think two takeaways. Like one thing is obviously like production of movie cost is going to go down significantly. It's going to get democratized, so anybody who can imagine will be able to create movies. But also, I feel there will be a lot of consolidation, right? Like big players would end up either taking over a lot of these companies, buying a lot of these companies if their technology is really advanced, or the big companies can lot actually throw a lot of money at the problem and basically completely like kind of kill the competition that they have in each of these areas, right? So I think a lot of these companies would like either get acquired or would not be able to fight with the big players. There'll be few who will be able to like really build something amazing that others won't be able to compete with, and they will emerge as the new next big techs. But it is like super interesting how we are basically using prompts to create universe like virtual experiences, videos, images. I was also looking at, while researching for this, I was looking at a few tools for creating music, right? So you give a prompt and it creates some kind of like music for you, and then it can create like music of various genres, like whatever you want. So I was looking at Harmon AI. Harmon AI, yes. It is based on Stable Diffusion, which is used for DALI, and they have a model called like Harmon AI that you can use. So yeah, like you are if like in the creativity space, there is just so much that is happening related to AI. So if you are an artist and if you embrace the whole AI disruption that is happening, like only sky is the limit for you.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was about to say. That like you have all these AI tools now. The only thing is go use them to the full potential, and yeah, make your content best possible. So Ankur, with that, what is your next pick?
Now anybody can create content with a few clicks or just writing a prompt. Now I think with which is amazing, but with every good technology there are a lot of good applications, but there will be a lot of negative applications of it as well. One of them is basically the whole fraud using AI. So you could actually cheat, you could actually use AI and make it look like it is actually generated by you, whereas the art or the text or whatever is the content is actually maybe generated by AI, right? So I think while it is good that we are using AI as a tool, but it is also important that we correctly attribute a content generated by human versus a content generated by AI. So my next pick is basically a tool which lets you identify whether the output that has been generated is actually AI generated or human generated or a mix of both AI and human, right? So this tool is called GPT-Zero, and it helps you identify that. So let me open it up. So this is the website of GPT-Zero. It has a text box. You can basically paste any text content that is generated by AI, and it will tell you with sufficient amount of accuracy whether it has been generated by AI or human. So I tried it out with a couple of text, and it correctly predicted that it was generated by AI. So we can try something out. I have the Chat GPT answers open here. So this is a paragraph. The paragraph that I'm pasting here is something that was generated by Chat GPT, and it is basically a part of a essay that I had asked ChatGPT to write on quiet quitting, and I'm just posting a part of it here. So it says that your text has a moderate likelihood of being written by AI.
So Ankur, why don't you try a text from internet for any news channel or any,
Yeah, let me try that.
because let's see if they created this by AI, because I'm pretty sure many people are using AI right now for
Yeah.
content creation, right? So
Okay, so I have opened CNBC and I have copied part of an article from an article about house hunting. All right, let me try this one out.
oh,
See?
nice.
It says your text is likely to be written entirely by a human.
This
So
is great.
kudos to whoever is the journalist who wrote that.
What was the news channel that you picked?
This was CNBC.
CNBC. Kudos to CNBC, actually, whoever wrote this article.
So
Nice.
this is actually awesome, right? Like the fact that it can actually tell you whether
Yes.
it has been generated by AI or human. So I was also looking at how it works. So this actually shows.
So what are the few parameters, Ankur?
I think at a high level, right? They measure something called burstiness of the writing. So burstiness, as per them, is first we developed and apply a burstiness check to analyze how similar the text is to AI patterns of writing. So
Got it.
they obviously have some type of a model which can understand whether the pattern of writing is AI based, right? So a human written document will have changes in style and tone throughout the text, whereas AI content remains similar throughout the document, right? So
Okay.
they're calling it as burstiness. So they have a burstiness score. And then the other interesting thing here that they do is they measure perplexity. So what is perplexity? So as per them, perplexity is our perplexity test reverse engineers the generative AI model. We have developed an AI model similar to ChatGPT. After each word in the text, our AI model develops suggestions of what word is coming next. It checks if our suggestions match what is actually there in the text. So how ChatGPT works is like every subsequent word is generated on the fly, right? So
Yeah.
I think GPT-Zero also does something similar and tries to match whether like a chat GPT or a Bard would have done something similar or not, right? So if there is more match, then they have a higher likelihood that it is AI generated.
Awesome. This is amazing, like the perplexity concept that you told me. So I think this is a great tool, actually, GPT-Zero. I don't know why they gave that name, but
Evaluating somebody's competency. Like one thing is like, yes, we want everyone to use whatever tools that they have available for like getting their work done, right? But like we also, there are certain times when we also want to measure the competency of the person, right? So like a classic example is obviously like a student, right? If you really want to understand whether how well a student has understood a concept, you don't want to give them the book, or you don't want to like want them to use the internet, right? So in certain cases you don't want them to use those. So I think that's when you want to make sure that like you can measure their competency. Another classic case is like interviewing, right? Like when we, especially in software, if you are having an interview and the interview is about coding, are required to write the code by yourself. In a lot of cases, write it on a whiteboard, so you do not even have access to like something like Eclipse, right, which can like auto generate some part of the syntax for you. So you are measuring the competency, so whether the person knows all the syntax correctly or not, right? But when actually working, they will have access to the internet. They can always like get the code, search Stack Overflow, Google, etc., right? So I think for measuring competency, this is a good use case.
I think if they can extend this to images and videos as well, and
Yeah.
even voices and music as well, right? That is going to solve a lot of problems, right? We were just talking about 11 labs, right? And we were thinking how dangerous it is. So if it can detect if the voice that is being generated, whether it's an AI generated or an authentic human, I think it will be a clear flag. And I think as we move forward in this AI world, we are already talking about a lot of regulations that should be in place. I think this is a great tool, and many such tools will come forward, and they will be really helpful, right? And I think we discussed about Google I/O, and we saw they had this watermark feature,
Yeah.
which can, yeah. So I think it is very similar to that, right? Uh, Great, nice pick, Ankur. Uh, GPT-Zero. I can do 2 minutes of the bonus one if you want.
Yeah, go ahead. What is your bonus pick?
So I have one bonus pick here. It is called Eightify. So it is used so that you can summarize the videos, YouTube videos actually. If you have a 30 minutes of video, YouTube video, usually I don't like to sit 30 minutes and watch that video, because I know there are like 3 to 4 points that are very useful to me, and
Hmm.
most of the other stuff is kind of like a wrapper around a gift, right?
Hmm.
So you have to download an extension to your browser, right? And once you download it, it will show you an orange button on your YouTube video. So yeah, Ankur, can you play it?
And as you guys can see, this quickly, it created a summary. The key of the video is creating engaging content of a topic you love.
Does
So I
it
think
do instantaneously or does it take some time to process?
so. I am using the free version of it right now.
Hmm.
There are some limitations, like the video can be only 30-minute long video. It doesn't
Okay.
summarize, and also in every 12 hours or something, you can do 2 or 3 summaries only. So
Okay.
by the way, it is very quick. For the 30 minutes video, my experience is it takes hardly 3 to 4 seconds to generate the summary.
I'm wondering how are they doing it in 3 to 4 seconds? So
Uh,
they are taking the video. They have to transcribe the video, right, to really generate a summary.
so they take the video, and I think behind the scene, it's a software, right? And the way software, it's all bits, right? So it is
Hmm.
reading the bits and it is converting it into a text on the fly. And once it has the text, it is very easy to get a context nowadays, right? We have seen ChatGPT, who is very good in getting the context of the text, right? So
Yeah.
basically, audio to text conversion, and then creating a context out of that text.
Yeah.
And
Three to
it
four
was
seconds is impressive because they have to download the audio and then they have to transcribe it. So
I think once you click on the browser, like URL of that video, I think behind the scene they already get the
yeah.
get yeah. And as I said, right, it was only limited for 30 minutes of video sections.
Hmm,
So
hmm, hmm.
definitely, and to be honest, I don't know if they have pre-processed it also, right? Because I usually watch
But
very
how many
famous.
videos will they pre-process? Like YouTube is like
Yeah,
they
yeah,
don't
yeah.
know what you are going to click, right? So I'll check it out. This is interesting. I think this will definitely have a use case because summarizing a document is becoming very popular because people have so low attention span that nobody wants to read the entire document. So they just want to understand what is the summary or what are the takeaways from a document. So summarized documents is a very popular feature. Summarizing videos can also be very popular, I think, especially something to do with like academia, right? Like you are understanding a very complex concept. It, who wants to sit down and listen to like a 1 hour video unless it's a Tech Banter podcast.
Yeah.
I think summarizing this can be like it can be very
Yep.
useful. Nice.
So yes, Ankur, what is your bonus pick?
Yeah, my bonus pick is something called Do Not Pay. I wanted to find something that was related to like application of AI in solving legal challenges, right? All of us have faced some type of a legal challenge sometime in our life, right? So maybe you got a ticket or uh, you wanted to cancel something. Usually we have to either talk to a lawyer or basically cough up the money, right? Like pay the fine. So do not I came across this company called Do Not Pay, which is their mission is to be the AI consumer champion, right? So let's say if you got a ticket and for incorrect parking or illegal parking, you can basically come here and find solutions of how you can basically not pay that fine, right? So what are the legal loopholes that you can use without hiring a lawyer, right? You can go to a lawyer and then the lawyer might help you skip the ticket, but they will charge you good amount of money, right? Do Not Pay's mission is to basically be your law co-pilot, I would say, right? So I was checking their website. So they have many use cases and applications. So for example, like if you want to take a free trial, right, and you don't want to give your phone number, on DoNotPay you can go and generate like some burner phone numbers. Like if your flight is cancelled and the airlines usually just gives you like $25 or $50, but as per the rights, you are eligible to receive a much higher compensation, right? So what are the different ways you can avail those compensation?
So looks like a very good tool if you are in any kind of trouble, I will say, right? Or you are facing any challenge related to any legal matter, right?
Yeah, I think it can at least be your first stop for some kind of legal advice. Not for a very specific problem, I would say, but like a generic problem, right? Like, hey, I have got a speeding ticket. What should I do? Like, come here and
Yeah.
like see what are the solution. Or my flight was delayed for 15 hours, or my flight was cancelled. What is the thing that I should do? First stop. This is a good first stop, I feel.
I
After
think
that,
many,
yeah, like if you have a very specific use case, then like we should always talk to the lawyer. Yeah, with that, I think we had total 8 picks
yes,
of
we
AI
we
tools that we
yeah,
find interesting.
we planned for 6 picks today, but with 2 bonuses today we landed at eight picks, right? And all of them were really interesting. Actually, I found all three of your interesting. I think our Murf AI and 11 Labs, they were a little bit of an overlap, not exact overlap,
Yeah,
but I think we covered a lot of topics here today, Ankur.
I'm going to try out most of these, and hopefully our listeners found it useful. That's it for all our AI picks. We can move on to our update on the fantasy stock picks. All right. So again, to just recap, this is an update on the fantasy stock picker game that we started playing 1st of June. What we do is we take $10,000 of notional money, and we got to pick whatever stocks or ETFs we wanted to invest in, and we purchased some stocks or ETFs at the beginning of the month, and then we have been tracking how those stocks have been doing for both me and Vishal. And today is June 29th, so tomorrow our first month will end, but let's kind of have a look at like how it has been going. So okay, so I invested $10,000 the beginning of June, and right now I am at a profit of 475, around $476. So I picked Apple, Meta or Facebook, Nvidia, Airbnb, and Costco. All of them are in profit. Most profitable has been Airbnb for me, and least profitable has been Costco. Yeah, that's where we are. I think yesterday I had maybe $100 more profit, but today it has uh, gone down a little bit. So yeah, approximately like 5% of profit in the month of June. Vishal, you want to talk about yours?
Yeah, so I had 4 picks: AMD, Nvidia, QQQ, that was a ETF, and Apple. Out of that, I'm at a profit of 295, and one of my biggest winners is definitely Apple with $266 in profit. And I think one of the losers, I will say, in this picks were AMD, which lost around $82 for me, right?
Yeah.
And I think we discussed in our last episode, it was because of the miss on their AI chip launch, right? So I think with that, I think there is only one day remaining for this month, and definitely I will. I think it is safe to say that Ankur is the winner for June month.
You never
Uh,
know. You never know. I think today you covered a lot of ground,
oh,
and
really?
my total profit actually went down today.
Right
So
now we have a difference of around $200 or something.
yeah, approximately $200.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. I think it is difficult for you to close the gap in just one day.
One day. Yeah,
But
exactly that.
the game is. We are going to take a screenshot of
Yes.
where we stand by end of day tomorrow. But the game continues, right? So what will happen is after trading close tomorrow, we'll be open to trading with our stocks and ETF, right? So we could choose to just keep the stocks as is or sell some of our stocks and either keep the cash or buy some new stocks. So we can do that only tomorrow, right? At after end of trading session, and then again month of July, we cannot do anything. So we'll again keep tracking how we have been doing. So yeah, so our website is the Tech Banter. You can see it on the screen. You can go to this link, Fantasy Stock Picks, and then that will open up the spreadsheet that we have been showing. And you can also check out how we have been doing. Our website has links to our YouTube, Apple Podcast. If you want to be a guest on our podcast, use this link to submit request for being guest, and it also has our LinkedIn and Vishal's, my LinkedIn and Vishal's LinkedIn.
So yeah, to all the audience, if you are interested in this, go to www.thetechbanter.com. Yeah, with that, Ankur.
This was the 10th episode. So
Oh,
we are in double digits now, and we didn't start this too long ago. I think it's been only like a couple of months. So this has been awesome, Vishal.
and I think
Congratulations.
yeah, congratulations to you as well, Ankur. And I will really like to thank the audience. We are getting a lot of views on our YouTube channel, and also there are a lot of downloads on the podcast.
Yes.
So I will really like to say thank you to all the audience as well.
Yes. Thank you to all of you. And for people who have not subscribed, feel free to subscribe or follow us. We are on all platforms as well as on YouTube. And with that, we'll just sign off. Bye bye.